I wake up each day now with this new clarity, wondering if my breasts and my vagina are female. And I wake up now each day, I don't know which toilet I'm allowed to use. I don't even really care, I just want it to be okay. I wake up and I wonder if I'm going to receive abuse on my body on a daily basis. How is this clarity? I don't know who, what, why, how I can be even in this amazing city, which is supposed to be the precipice for amazing change. I still feel this pressure. Trans women, what is the name if not women? They may have taken that word from me, but I'm still not a man. Please make space for me.
Trans production company. I'm the director, and we're elevating trans plus creatives and voices and creating an authentic place for trans people to share our stories, to share our joy, to share our rage, and to build community and connect with each other. I'm so grateful for all of you for showing up here today, and to all of my trans siblings. I know how scared you are, and it is so amazing and courageous that you are here today and moving and organising in spite of fear, because that is what true courage really is. It's not moving without fear, it's doing something about it in spite of it. Now, I'm a trans man, and my best friend is a trans woman, and I am alive because of her. I am who I am because of her, and I am so fucking angry because she could die. And there are my sisters already who have died as a result of the systems that we are living in. It is no coincidence that we are in a poly crisis, that there is organising against the trans community, against young people, against refugees, against women, against migrants, the climate crisis, the fight for Palestine. We are in a system that is crumbling around us and is desperately clawing on to power. But as we see here today, with all of you here, the new world is already here. All of you who haven't come to this before, where the fuck have you been? Because people I love have died, and I need you to get up off of your ass and get up from behind your phone and come and work with me, because I'm fucking tired and I'm still going because I love you all, and I believe that we deserve to live in a world where we are not fighting for scraps, where we are not living in a skeleton house that is trying to murder the people that we love. We deserve better! Join your organising networks. If you are a disabled person as well, there are so many ways in which all of us can organise, not just in person, as well as online. If you are trans, come into community. Isolation is death. One of the projects we're working on right now is reaching trans people in the city and in rural areas. If you're a driver, we need you to come and join the Tranny Joy Mobile. But I refuse to live in this. I refuse to sit and make house, and all of you should as well. I know all of you are struggling. Thank you so much for showing up today, but this is just a moment, and we are building a movement. I love you so much. Please love me too.
The people there, the people that live there, my neighbours, they don't even understand binary trans people, let alone people like me that completely live outside of that binary. People like us have been completely removed from the narrative by the government, the people that I pay my taxes to, the people that I suffer under, the people that are trying to cut my benefits that let me keep my home. Those people are completely removing me from the narrative entirely. This cannot go on. We need to strengthen our communities. We need to put pressure on these governments, on our government, and tell them that we are not invisible. We exist. Thank you.
That's it from me. Thank you, and please know that I stand with you today, tomorrow, and always.
I'm going to speak leaning against this pillar because I have chronic fatigue syndrome and leaning is sexy. My name's Steph, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm a lesbian, whether the fucking government says so or not. And I briefly want to encourage everyone who is fucking tired to join the joyful resistance, because being angry is important, being active is important, being mad, being sad, being grieving for what we've lost, being determined, being focused are incredibly important, and I'm incredibly grateful for everyone here who's able to do that. But it's exhausting, and when we're doing that and we're in survival mode, we don't have the energy to thrive and celebrate. And thriving, living your best trans life is resistance. Celebrating yourself when they want you to be commiserating is resistance. Partying when they want you to be waiting in a queue for your GP appointment is resistance. Queer fashion is resistance. Queer dance is resistance. Queer sex is resistance. Joy in being trans, joy in being queer is rebellion. It is resistance. It is activism. Celebrating yourself for being trans, celebrating yourself for being lesbian is rebellion. It is activism. It is powerful. Do you know how powerful it is? The fash don't have the power to stop it, no matter how many generations and how many centuries they try. They cannot stop you celebrating the people you love. They cannot stop you celebrating your own self-love. Your joy is a weapon. Gender euphoria is a weapon. Fucking use it. You want me to be afraid to be trans? No. You want me to be ashamed of being trans? No. You want me to spend my time being angry and grieving? No. I fucking refuse. I'm going to keep being gender euphoric. I'm going to keep partying. Oh, Pride used to be a great big protest. Now it's just a party. My dear siblings in Christ. The party is the protest.
I'm a trans woman. I was very late realising that I was a woman. I spent too long denying what was inevitable, but what was also wonderful. I want to spend a little moment here just really thanking and acknowledging all the fantastic trans allies out there. Because we may not be that many, but all of us, all our allies are the masses. We will change things. I particularly, for example, my life partner Jo, who's hiding there, has been a fantastic support, not just to me when I came out a couple of years ago, but to the entire community. And there are many others out there, and we need more. We need to go and recruit and find them. When I was starting on my trans journey, I was out walking my dog, and I met this woman who's working her dog. And she saw me, and she sort of looked at me a bit quizzically and said, "You look like a woman, but you've got an awfully deep voice. What are you?" So I was honest, and I told her I was trans, but I was a woman. And she looked at me and she thought about it for me a bit, and then she said, "Yes, I get it. You've been on a long, difficult journey, but you are a wonderful, fabulous, independent woman." Wow. As we all are, cis and trans, except perhaps J.K. Rowling. The other thing we need to get out and to challenge the lies, to challenge the misconceptions. So go out there and talk. I mean, our groups, our networks are fantastic, but we need to be getting out into the bars and the shops and the clubs or whatever, and online on the networks, and challenging the lies. My friend, for instance, has been absolutely fantastic. All our friends thought, "What's this strange person you're out friends with?" And she said, "She's my wonderful friend Marika, she stood up for me." and she's challenged bit by bit some of the bigots and the hate that she's met and the misinformation. So let's go forth and spread the word and change things. There are other things we can do. Don't let any abuse, any violence, any suggestion go unreported. We won't see action, but the numbers will get noted. Things will get recorded. If we hide, we can be hidden. Vote. I think you can guess what I'm going to say to vote for. There's a wacko election. It doesn't mean a huge amount, but it will do something if we can get a Green mayor in the wacko thing. So do everything we can to achieve change and to take on a message. Thank you.
To his allies in the group, especially people like myself, queer men. It's not just the power, you have a responsibility to do it. It is past the point it's past the point of no return. You have to do it. You've benefited from years of trans women standing up for you, unlocking your rights. You need to turn inwards. And the only thing I would also say is that a really important first step of that is just to give trans people your money. We live in a capitalist system. You have money, you should use that to benefit trans people. I just want to shout out a small grassroots group called 5 for Femmes. Gosh, I might have said that wrong. Or 5 for 5, I believe it might be. They donate money. They're a mutual aid fund that donate to 5 trans women, trans femme people every month. That's a great place to start. Thank you.
And I want trans to spread.
What the table was for.
Can we all agree that was adorable? I just wanted to say a terrible joke to lighten the mood. So we've all seen the All I Want photo by J.K. Rowling, yeah? I just wanted to say that yacht is such a pure James Bond move that we might as well call her Turfinger. Thank you. Hey Mo, I'm sorry for my French, but politicians aren't fucking creative. It's always the same slogan from male cis politicians of protecting women and children. And I'm sorry, they keep poking fingers at groups that aren't doing anything wrong. And I just want to tell them, the call is coming from within the fucking house. They're gonna poke their fingers at us. We're the most obvious, cool and best looking people around. One more thing, Mum, I love you. And I hope these speeches make you cry like those sad donkey commercials. Do you wanna go? Yeah. I'm a bit pretentious, so I thought that I would say a bit of Shakespeare for you. I'll play this as well. Okay. 'Tis but thy name that is my enemy, thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet.
Hello, my name is Grayson. I use he, him, a trans man. And I was actually just too scared to speak today, but then I realised I'm more scared for trans rights and how everyone is going to feel with themselves after this law has passed. And I want everyone to know that they have to reach out to people they know, that people will support them and will love them in this horrible, horrible time, and I hope that everyone gets who they need.
Is on my sign, I have a character from a video game called Caravan Sandwich. Almost every named character in this game is queer. If you read the reviews of it, most of the negative ones are just complaining about it being too political. Most of them have no idea the characters in it are queer. They don't know what we actually look like, who we actually are. But in that game, there's about 5 or 6 little progress flags dotted about. If they see one of them, they instantly download the game. They go to Twitter to complain about the game. They cannot separate people's identities from this political fight they have decided to do. They cannot enjoy art because it features us. And I just want to say thank you to everyone coming today. When all the cis people cheered to let us know they were here to be our ally, it brought a tear to my eye. So thank you.
Hey Bristol! My name is Dr. Cassian Shenanigans Scruggs Vian, and my pronouns are she, they, the doctor. I want to talk to you briefly about my PhD, which is in the history of propaganda. I want to talk about fascist propaganda and the way that fascists think about gender, because fascists have a delusionary fantasy in which there are 2 genders, violent and barefoot and pregnant. And those do not represent us, and they do not represent the vast majority of people in this country. We are not a minority group. We have allies. Most people support us. There are a tiny minority of assholes who have decided to side with the people who are furthering fascist ideology. And to people like J.K. Rowling and to our dickhead of a health secretary, a woman and a gay man, those leopards will eat your faces. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Bristol. I haven't got very much to say. I'll keep this short. What struck me about yesterday's ruling was just how much of a fucking stitch-up it was. Can anybody tell me how many voices did we have at the table in that Supreme Court? Exactly. More to the point, does anybody here actually like the gender recognition certificate system? Who here actually fucking has a gender recognition certificate? Fucking none of you. I'm very happy for you. All that is to say, we're being asked to defend a system that we all fucking hate. There's one other thing I'd like to say before I go. Not only did the Supreme Court rule on trans women in single-sex spaces, they also decided to decide what a lesbian is in British law. I don't care what the fuck you have to say to me. I love women, I'm proud to love women, I am a lesbian. I'll leave you with this. You have the right to be angry. Your anger is good. Your anger is righteous, and your anger is justified. Trans rights are human rights. Thank you.
Howdy, I'm Beeps, I'm agender, I use its pronouns, and after a 10-year wait, I started HRT in December. It took me a little while to get my thoughts into words, and I put them on this placard here. For those who can't see it, it says, "What awful world has been made that living genuinely is a radical act?" How awful it is that we fight merely for the right to exist as ourselves. What awful people see those who are already oppressed and want nothing but for the right to exist, and then decide to punch those people down. Do you think that they lay down at night, the embers of their vitriol subsiding enough that they might consider the thought, am I the baddie? Do they ever think how they share their bed with Trump's America, Putin's Russia, and the unashamed fascists of the world? Do they ever think of the blood they have on their hands? Are we giving them too much credit that they think about those things at all? This ruling sets a dangerous precedent, not just for trans men and women, but it erases intersex people and non-binary people. It erodes the rights of lesbian women who date trans women and gay men who date trans men. It erodes the freedoms of cis women that look a little too butch and cis men who look a little too fey. How far we have fallen when less than 10 years ago, the Conservative Prime Minister of this nation had our back. What an awful world has been made that living genuinely is now a radical act. Keep living genuinely.
Shame! Last year, we saw decades of racist rhetoric result in these explosive far-right riots to expand the entire country, and then they denied their involvement. Shame! And now the Supreme Court decides that trans women aren't women. Shame! Now, Carla Denga earlier, she mentioned the culture war, and I want to talk a little bit about this culture war. Because what it really is it's providing a smokescreen for the ruling class who are spending more and more money on militarism and cutting all of this spending from public services, which they're allowing to crumble, and ultimately trying to set us against ourselves, because every moment that we are fighting is a moment spent not fighting them over their choices, over the way that they spend their money. They are trying to preoccupy our minds with endless debates on sports, on toilets, and distracting us from all of these other great crises facing us, purely under the guise of protecting women, which we all recognize as nonsense, right? I mean, if you want to talk about protecting women, let's talk about Sarah Everard, right? If you want to talk about human rights, let's talk about the NHS, right? Let's talk about the crumbling education system. Let's talk about Palestine, the genocide in Gaza. What we need to do is cut across all of this nonsense, all of this noise that the ruling class are generating, and get through straight to the heart of the matter. We know that we can't trust the police, the courts, or the politicians to treat trans people with even a basic level of dignity or respect. And by extension, we also can't trust them to protect women, because protecting women means protecting trans women as well. And it is for this reason that we say no trust in Starmer, no trust in Streeting, no trust in the liberal establishment. We need a class-independent programme rooted in militant struggle, rooted in all of the things we have in common. Because at the end of the day, we all have much more in common with each other than we do with any member of this ruling class. So detached from the real mood, from all of the things that are happening in society. a programme that is capable of breaking with this system and of putting all of us at the helm. We keep talking about how there's been so few trans voices involved in this decision. How about we put some there, by taking control of society, by taking control of everything, and involving all people in the democratic running of our institutions? How about that?
They would be doing something to reduce the 2% conviction rate. They would be doing something about Kennedy. They would be doing something about Kennedy, which is the oldest charity. It's one of 2 charities in the city that supports raped people. They would do something about that. They've actually closed because they don't have enough funding. Like, they do not give a shit about women. What they care about is fucking over a small group of people that they think they can kick. And they're afraid of us because we're mystical. We're bigger, we're wider, we're living as we are. What they want is for butch women to be uncomfortable in toilets. They want anyone that's gender non-conforming to have to conform because they're scared of the shit they're gonna get in public. I'm so insanely angry that they are using mine and frankly our trauma against us. That they're using it to hurt our sisters.
Schools I have worked in surrounding the way we treat trans children and trans teachers. And all I really want to say is that as long as I am teaching and my friends and my peers are teaching, my brothers and my sisters in the queer community are teaching, you as young people and as parents of young people will have people in your corner. Okay? We love you. We would not do the job we do if we did not, I promise you that. Okay? I am going to keep it super brief because I've been waiting an hour and a half and these guys have been waiting even longer. I will leave you with my a quote from my favourite poem. It's all the darkness in the world cannot put out the light of a single candle. So do not let them banish your light. Thank you.
Guys, gals, non-binary pals, ephemeral balls of raw queer chaos, one and all, I see you, I love you, just call me De Guevara today. I have a little story to tell you from back in September when I was visiting my granddad and my sister. 2 people who were insistent on constantly disrespecting my ex-girlfriend's gender identity and the trans cause the entire time I was there. The same type of people who constantly think that trans pride is nothing but a waste of time. Well, let me tell you this, everybody. They got a taste of trans wrath when I cut their asses off. Why do I mention them? Because just last week we saw Posey Parker and a bunch of milquetoast, middle-aged, hateful people desperate to make the world worse before they die by stripping us of our humanity and our identity. Well, let me just say this. I've got a little message for those people. Those machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. They've been trying to bury us all these years, not realizing that we were seeds of the revolution that is to come. And let me tell you this, everybody, I see you all, I love you all, you are all valid, every last beautiful one of you. Fuck them, they're wrong, fuck them, we are right. We have all made it to this big, beautiful dance, and I'll tell you this for nothing. A revolution without dancing is a revolution not worth having. So stand strong, stand fast, stand together.
And I remember being so emotional because there were so many pride flags. There were so many trans flags waving proudly, hung in the windows of businesses that I, coming from the American South, again, unfortunately, am so unfamiliar with. And seeing the news, although it doesn't technically affect me by law, is so disheartening. And I'm so heartbroken for my brothers and sisters and trans and queer families here that are suffering because a government is insecure in their own identity, that they have to hurt others to justify some stupid fucking points. And I'll reiterate what one of the people before said. Trans people have always existed. From the Two-Spirit people and indigenous cultures to people like Marsha P. Johnson, the Stonewall Rights, we have always existed, we always will exist. And I want everyone to take a second and just look around at these beautiful people that are here with us today. I know we've been here for a while, so it's not as many as there were earlier. But God, we're awesome! Like, the people here today, I truly commend you. The people that just stopped and stood for a second to listen, maybe they had work to get to, maybe they had something else. People who have gone because they have lives that they are still living. And we have lives that we're going to continue to live despite the hatred that has been pushed on us by, again, people who are insecure and frankly stupid. You can't justify this ruling with anything other than stupidity, unfortunately.
Was a trans woman named Iris, who is now my best friend of 10 years, and I love her to death. Thank you. Cis lesbians out there, protect your trans sisters with all of your might, because if there is anything I have learned, it is that they have always been here for us and always will be. Dykes for trans liberation, dykes for trans freedom, dykes for trans happiness. I will fight for you as long as you need, because I know you will do the same for me. And to all the trans lesbians out there, I hope to see you at Butch Bar at the end of the month. If I'm drunk enough, I will buy you a pint. Thanks, everyone.
Well, I worked up the courage to get up here, because this is not how I saw this day going. My name is Beth, my pronouns are they, them. I am all I am, but despite what the Supreme Court says, I am not a woman. Unlike all my beautiful trans women who have been out here today and across the country and the world. I guess, when I see the news and it makes my blood fucking boil, what I can't help but think is they have no idea. The cronies in Parliament and the hacks in the tabloids and the den of hatred standing outside the courts popping their champagne have no idea. They have no idea the danger that they are putting, the danger that they're putting my trans sisters in. But also, they have no idea what it's like to be us. They have no idea how amazing we are. They have no idea how brave we are. And so, this is why when she who must not be named says that she's won, she has no idea how fucking wrong she is.
Consistently, the thing that has made me a better person is becoming more radical and realizing I need to dedicate more of myself to helping people who are less fortunate than me and helping myself, because we're all in this together. I just want to, let me rack my brain for what I was thinking of for a second. Oh yeah, so like, if you want to improve yourself, like educate yourself. If you don't have a certain experience, find literature, find media, find people who have these experiences you don't have. Find people that you can learn from. There are so many like amazing, brilliant, intelligent people out there who really know what's going on in the world and know like the truth about the systems that we live in. I can't wait. Like, I'm glad that all of you who are here have been able to stay here as long as you have. And I hope that you're still going to be here in 10, 15 years' time. And that next time I see you, you're all more radical, and so will I be.
I am utterly, devotedly in love. I am in love with the concept of living bravely. I am in love with my trans partners, both of them. I'm in love with my other partner, who is an incredible cis ally. I am in love with the feeling of putting on their T-gel and going to the doctors and learning how to do their shots because they're evolving. I'm in love with the fact that one of them has chosen me to be their partner when they go and get top surgery. I'm in love with the way that they paint their face for protests with their wheelchair is designed beautifully with flags. I'm in love with the way that we all love each other. I am in love desperately with the pride we show each other. I'm in love how we hold hands in the streets like others couldn't before us. I'm in love with my beautiful, beautiful black trans friends who sit there and they do their hair together and they tell stories like our ancestors before us. I'm in love with my Asian, stunning trans men who bleach their hair because ultimately they weren't supposed to and they're gonna fucking do it anyway. I'm in love with the way that the feeling of a binder first goes on, or my friends having their first gender affirming haircut and going, yeah, correct. I'm in love with the way they announce their name changes via cupcakes and they make us rearrange it until the way that it spells their new name. I'm in love with the fact that one of my friends has changed their name 5 times because they can't work it out, but they know every single time, every single minute of the day that they are trans. The name is kind of irrelevant, but they'll pick a new one and that's fine by us and we'll change it anyway. I am utterly in love with the way that we all turn up for each other. We all turn up for ourselves. We all turn up for the future. We all turn up for the past. I could never, ever be more in love with the way that we love. And I am very honored and proud to be a part of the movement of dedication, love, trust, honesty, faith, intersectionality, growth, independence, and ultimately punk. Thank you all for having me. Free Palestine, free Congo, fuck genocide, free Sudan, free everyone who is held back by a system of oppression.
Real trans ally, and this has been one of the honours of my life to be part of this. I'm just tripping, I'm literally tripping. I don't think I'm going to be the same. So it's my 60th birthday last year, and I've now entered the sort of phase where I'm the older feminist. And I have been a lifelong feminist, and that gives me a certain perspective. So when older cis women feminists take my name in vain, actually, take my struggle and cause hatred to some of the most wonderful people in my life, it really boils my piss.
Yeah.
So I've been around long enough to say that in the second wave, in the 1980s, transphobia did raise its head back then. And it was really discredited because it had a natural affinity with Reaganism and Thatcherism, and we never spoke about it ever again because we realized it was a very wrong way to go. It's very destructive for women's rights. If we go down that road, the road that these so-called trans-exclusive radical feminists or fascists go, then it ends up with policing women along very narrow gender stereotypes, ways of appearing, ways of behaving that satisfy some very reactionary people. It goes down the road of, gosh, I've gone blank. It goes down the road of defining women on the basis of their biology, that they've got nothing to offer apart from their ability to reproduce. I've been a pro-choice activist all my life, and women get to define ourselves beyond our biology. Key part of feminism, self-determination. So we and I reject transphobia. That's not a part of my feminism. I stand in solidarity with the trans community. And I stand because finally it hurts me. It hurts me to see the people in my life hurt. It hurts me to see my friends, my family members, my comrades hurt by this despicable bigotry that's so commonplace these days. On the night that ruling was made, a good friend of mine was tweeting. No, she wasn't. She was messaging me. These are the sort of things she messaged me. 20 years of a GRC gone in an instant. Have to see how the NHS treats me now. No way am I ever going to go into a male ward. I'd rather just call an end to my life. I have to have 7 surgeries a year, if I understand this right. If someone complains about me in a ward, they can move me to a male ward. The future is just too horrible to contemplate. People will die because of this, and this might sound strange, but I'd rather leave this earth with a memory of my last 20 years than the fear of the future that is facing me now. So, I just want to say finally, it's an Audre Lorde quote, it's brilliant. No woman is free unless all women are free, even though their shackles are very different from my own. Trans women are women, trans men are men, non-binary people are valid. And thank you so much, Bristol. It's been an honour. Thank you.
So come take a look, give me the book for the ovation. It's mine.